1997 was the year a sinking ship won the movies and everyone's heart. 5 girls spice up our lives. I was caring for my Tamagotchi. And Singapore coffee pot ribs came to LA.
30 restaurants in one night.
And this dish have put Singapore on the global food map and is now a classic dish in Singapore at our eating house called Zi Cha.
Next station, Marina Bay.
Coffee pot rib that was famous in LA in 1997, and now we're gonna make it famous again. So the main components of the dish is the coffee. Some of you may drink normal black coffee, but for this dish I'm using this white coffee. This is a very special coffee that Singapore and Malaysia, we love this. Being abroad for so long, when I have homesick, this just travels me back to Singapore. And then for the marinade, we're gonna have the pork ribs, baking soda, shaoxing, dark soy sauce, not like soy sauce, so it's not so salty, oyster sauce, and some salt. The sauce that's gonna glaze the whole ribs, oyster sauce, coffee, Worcester sauce, sugar, and dark soy sauce. We're just gonna do the marinade. So this is just baking soda. So the baking soda helps to tenderize the meat. Just gonna dump all the ingredients in and then we'll marinate it for an hour at least to overnight for best flavors. So this dish, I must give credit to the original creator, Sam Leong. He's a Singaporean chef that was invited by the famous Wolfgang to showcase 2 dishes, wasabi prawn, and this was the coffee rib, because it was such a proud moment, right? Like the first Singapore to represent the country to America, which is a big deal. He was so enthusiastic that he made 1,000 servings, where else the rest of the people were just making like 200 so that they can go party. But he just was like, oh, I'm gonna feed people, I'm gonna show everyone what we can do. So these are well marinated now. I'm gonna cover with a plate and keep in the fridge to marinate either overnight or an hour at least. So we're back after an hour of marinade, and now we're gonna pop it in the air fryer. Usually this is done by deep frying, but because we are at home and I just don't want to mess up the place and it's healthier so that I can eat more of it, not so sinful. And now we're just gonna give a light coating. This is cornstarch so that it has a crisp-like layer instead of AP flour, which is quite heavy. So we're just gonna lightly coat it. So the thing about Zi Cha that I really like it is, from a chef point of view, it's like a creative outlet because every Zi Cha have different menu. Everyone does it differently. Some people come up with new recipes. And also the Zi Cha is a very affordable eating place for the family. My dad used to own one, that's why this was kind of special for me. So we're gonna pop this into the air fryer at 180, 13 minutes. And then after 13 minutes, we'll increase to 190. And then that will finish the other 13 minutes. And we have to check that the internal temp of the pork rib is 90. To give you a tender, because all the collagen and all the tough muscles by then would be soft. You probably have to do 2 rounds. Don't overcrowd them. Splashy, splashy spray. So this is the first 13 minutes. Golden color, brownish. Let this rest. We have finished the first round of 180. We're now gonna put the ribs back and heat it at 190 degrees. Why we're doing this is like double fry, so we have a crispier texture. So this is 4 minutes. I think it's good. You can hear it's a bit crispy. So the color is golden brown, crispy, and smells really good. You can see the flakes are like crispy bits falling off. So the ribs are now, they are done. So now what we need to do is we need to do the glaze. And this comes pretty fast. It's mostly like reduction of the sauce and then we just glaze it over the ribs. One thing you will notice about zhicha is it comes pretty fast. So it's like the dish that I showed here, chili prawn, the same pacing. So we'll begin by adding all the ingredients. So this is just water. And then the Worcester sauce, the sugar, oyster sauce, dark soy sauce, and the coffee. So just bring this here, bring it to boil and let it reduce. Ah, the coffee smells so good. So the thing about zhicha, one thing is actually my dad used to own one when I was like really young, but I saw pictures. We all can order whatever we want, and I really like this coffee rib because it's the only time I feel like an adult because I'm allowed to have coffee. So you can see it coming to boil. I'm just gonna let it become thicker. So you can see that the glaze has thickened. It drips down slower, so I'm just gonna put in now. I told you my dad has a zhicha store. It's now one of his hangout place where he will hang out with his friends. So when you go Singapore, you see a lot of men hanging out at the coffee shop of the eating house. Let the glaze coat the pork ribs evenly and get the flavors all over. Okay, it's finished. You can see the sauce, like thick barbecue sauce. So we're gonna start plating. As you can see, it's so dark and intense and color, and I can smell the coffee. So good. And this dish deserved the fame that it had because someone was brave enough to think outside the box, and that is Chef Sam Leong. He put Singapore onto the global food map. This is something to be applauded for, especially during the 1997. I think internet was like not really there. Yeah, I'm now gonna put all my creative spin on it because the sauce is so thick and sweet. I just want a little bit of acidity to cut through it, so I had some pickled purple cabbage, chili to make it pretty. It's not spicy, and then some fresh herbs, because why not? So, we're gonna taste. Have your kitchen towel ready? Let me try without the pickle. This is so good. It has a very rounded, sweet, a bit of bitterness from the coffee, but it's not that prominent. Smoky, but it's not really smoky. It's just good. Try it with some pickled cabbage and chili. Because the rib itself is like savory, sweet, but the pickle lighten it a little bit. The chili is actually really good. It has the floral of the chili, glazy, tender. It really reminded me a lot on growing up in Singapore, and this flavor just hits home. If you see Wolfgang Park, ask him about it. Film it. I want to see his reaction. I do really hope you guys have a try on this. The glaze is really, really good. The pork is tender. Please like and subscribe, like how you would like this pork. I see you next time. See ya. Oh, good. Why are you here? Ăn nhiều con. Ăn mẹ nè.
On point.
Oh my god, you make it so messy. Oh my god. Wow, your mouth is so dirty. So this is not good for a first date.